All right, one way to factor this guy is to recognize the fact that this is something cubed and this is something cubed, and in between you have a plus sign. So if you have something cubed, as you can see, that's to the power of 3, and something cubed to the power of 3, and a plus sign, then what you have is a sum of perfect cubes. That's a perfect cube, that's a perfect cube, and you have a sum of them. Now the rule is, if you have something cubed plus something else cubed, it doesn't matter what a and b are. Anything that could be cubed and anything that's cubed. If you notice that they're cubed, so here it's x minus 3 cubed and 3x minus 2 cubed. That is always going to be equal to a plus b. So whatever that thing is that's being cubed plus whatever the other thing is being cubed, you add them together, times, you square the first one, you multiply them together and subtract that, and then you square the second one and add that. That's it. I'm going to prove to you that this is going to be equal to this. Well, when you FOIL this, well, it's not exactly FOIL because this is a trinomial, but when you multiply each a plus b times this whole thing, that means a is going to multiply by a squared, and that's going to be equal to a cubed. A is going to multiply by negative ab, so that's going to give you minus a squared b, right? Because you got a times b is a squared b, and since it's a minus, it's minus a squared b. A also has to multiply by b squared, like a has to multiply by all this whole thing, and b has to multiply by that whole thing. So a times b squared is going to be a times b times b, a times b squared. B still has to multiply by a squared, so it's going to be plus b a squared. B still has to multiply by ab, but it's going to be negative. So that's going to be 1a and 2b. So minus ab squared, right? A and b. And last but not least, b multiplies by b squared to get b cubed. Now look at, if I'm subtracting a squared b, and I'm also adding a squared b, it doesn't matter if it's ba squared or a squared b, right? It's still going to multiply to give the same thing. Well, then these are just going to cancel each other out. When I add something and subtract something that are the same answer, they'll just, like if I add 10 and subtract 10, it's just going to be 0. If I add 100 and subtract 100, it's just going to be 0. And so no matter what a and b are, this term and this term will cancel each other out. And ab squared and ab squared, that's a negative ab squared, they're going to cancel each other out no matter what. And you're going to be left with a cubed plus b cubed, which we already knew that it was equal to. So that means these two things are equal. And this thing is equal as well, but why would you put minus a squared b plus a squared b? Like, there's no point in it. They're just going to cancel each other out anyway. Okay? So, do we have that situation? Yes, of course we have that situation. If you take a look here, we have, here, let me erase this stuff. If you take a look right here, we have something cubed plus something cubed. So we know that that could also be equal to something plus something. So the x minus 3, so let's start it off here. So we're going to open bracket. We're going to say c, this is equal to, open bracket. We have to write a. Well, what's a? A is the first one that's being cubed. X minus 3 is the first one being cubed. So x minus 3 plus the second one that's being cubed. Well, that is 3x minus 2. Close my bracket. All right, open the bracket. So we've done open bracket a, which is x minus 3. See, that's the thing that's being cubed. Plus, made a plus, b, which is the second thing being cubed. We could put 3x minus 2 in brackets to make sure it stays together, but since it's plus, it won't matter. If this was a minus, then we'd have to do minus 3x minus negative 2, which would be plus 2. So just be careful of that. All right, we closed our bracket. We opened our next bracket. The next thing is a squared. Well, since this is a cubed plus b cubed, so our a is actually x minus 3. So we have to do x minus 3 squared. All right, x minus 3 squared. Okay, next thing, minus a times b. Ooh, we have to go minus, and now we actually have to multiply a, x minus 3. Let's get rid of some of this garbage over here. That's not going to do it. Let's get rid of this garbage. Give myself a little bit more room. All right, so what do we say? Minus a times b. So I've got minus a times b. What's b? Oh, 3x minus 2. There we go. And last but not least, you have to do plus b squared. So that's 3x minus 2 squared. And close our bracket. Boom. There we go. I guarantee you, if you find your favorite number and you plug it into here, so let's say your favorite number is 11. If you say 11 minus 3 cubed, which is 8 cubed, plus 11 times 3, that's 33, minus 2, that's 31 cubed, that's going to equal the same thing as if you plug in 11 for all of these x's, because these are the same. Now, I wouldn't be a very good math person if I didn't go ahead and reduce this to something a little nicer than what you see here. Let's get rid of all this stuff here. All right. Oh, sorry, it's going to take a little while here. Let's go. Equals x minus 3 plus 3x minus 2. I can change that. X minus x plus 3x is 4x. Minus 3 minus 2, that's minus 5. Wow, that looks a lot nicer. Let's see what's in this bracket. We got x minus 3 squared. Well, that's x squared minus 6x plus 9. Everybody knows that. That's just x minus 3 times x minus 3. Minus, what was that? X minus 3 times 3. So it's got to be 3x squared, right? We're going to FOIL these two. So x times 3x is 3x squared. X times negative 2, that's minus 2x. Negative 3 times 3x, that's minus 9x. So instead of minus 2x minus 9x, I'm just going to go ahead and put those together. Minus 2x minus 9x is minus 11x. And negative 3 times negative 2 is plus 6. Now keep in mind, we're subtracting that. So we still have to subtract all this whole thing. So this is going to be minus 3. Actually, might as well do that right now. So while we're thinking about it, it's going to be minus 3x squared minus negative 11x. So it's actually plus 11x. And minus 6. Minus plus 6, which is minus 6. So let's get rid of this plus and make it minus. These are just normal operations. It could be forgiven if you're not good with these pluses and minuses. But by the end of the grade 12, you absolutely positively need to master that. You have to know. You can't just kind of guess randomly if it's going to be a plus or a minus. All right, where are we? Right here, plus. Well, this will be convenient. Since it's a plus, we could just take the brackets away. It's not going to affect it. If it were a minus, it would have to be subtracting everything, but the plus will be helpful. So 3x minus 2 squared. That means 3x minus 2 times 3x minus 2. So the 3x times 3x is going to be plus 9x squared. 3x times negative 2 is negative 6x. But then you have this negative 2 times 3x, which is another negative 6x, so minus 12x. Remember, it's plus this, so it's going to be plus 9x squared plus negative 12x. So see how it doesn't change it because of the plus. And negative 2 times negative 2 is plus 4. So it's plus 4. There we go. All right, that's one step closer. Now we can clean more of this up. this is equal to 4x minus 5 times, all right, let's get all this stuff together. I see an x squared minus 3x squared, so that's negative 2x squared, plus 9x squared. So I think we got 7x squareds here. All right, I've got a minus 6x. Any other x's in here? Oh, yep, plus 11, so we're at plus 5 altogether. Oh, minus 12, so now we're at minus 7x. And plus 9. Any other single? Oh, minus 6, so we're now at plus 3. Anything else? Oh, plus 4, so it's plus 7. Ooh, looks like we can take a 7 out of there, so we can factor that one even farther. So you got 4x minus 5 is one of the factors. You got a 7. Let's put that at the beginning. Right here. So we got this is equal to 7. And then we're left with x squared minus x plus 1. Can we go even farther? Nope, you can't go any farther than this. Just so you know, the test to see if you can go any farther is you go to the discriminant. This is something you've learned in grade 10 and 11, but the discriminant, so you have ax squared plus bx plus c. If you ever have a quadratic and you're not sure if it can be factored, just do b squared minus 4ac. And if that is a negative number, then this cannot be factored. And here we've got the b value is negative 1. So negative 1 squared is 1 minus 4 times a, which is positive 1, times c, which is positive 1. So 1 minus 4 times 1 times 1, 1 minus 4 is equal to negative 3. It's negative, so this will not be factorable. So this is as factored as we can get it right here. Done. All right, so the key to this is just to realize that this is something cubed plus something cubed, and so we can use our sum of cubes thing. This is going to be the same thing, except it's going to be the difference of cubes. Right? So how do you do this one? Let's see. Let me get rid of all this stuff. Oops, a little too far there. Let's try that again. Get rid of this stuff. And this stuff. Okay. Now, part D. This is something cubed, but this is something to the 9, really, it looks like, right? But if you notice, 1 over 512 is actually 1 over 8 cubed, and x to the 9 is actually x cubed cubed. So if you do 1 over 8 x cubed cubed, this is going to be, 1 over 8 x cubed times 1 over 8 x cubed times 1 over 8x cubed. And this is when you're really happy with yourself, when you've been rocking math through grade 9, 10, and 11, because these are the things you'll recognize as you do more and more of it. That's going to be 1 over 8 times 1 over 8 times 1 over 8 is 1 over 512, and x cubed times x cubed times x cubed is x to the 9. So as you can see, this is the same as this, which is 1 over 8 x cubed cubed. So sure enough, when you have an x to the 9, you can actually consider it a cubed, but it's going to be the cube of a cube in a way. All right, so what do we got here? So this 512, by the way, that's super easy. So we have this is a minus 512 is just 8 cubed. So our a value, when we have let's say we have a cubed minus b cubed, where a is equal to 1/8 x cubed, and b is simply equal to 8. Right, so 8 is being cubed for the second one, and 1/8 8 cubed is being cubed for the third one. All right, now that we know that, we can plug it into our formula. So a cubed minus b cubed is simply equal to a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. All right, so let's do that. So for d, that is equal to, well, a minus b. We got 1/8 x cubed is your a value, as you can see, minus b, which is just 8. There's one of our factors. The next factor, a squared. Well, what's 1/8 x cubed times 1/8 x cubed? We have to square it. Squaring it just means multiplying by itself. So you're going to get 1 over 64x to the 6 plus a times b. Well, what's a times b? Well, a is 1/8 x cubed, and b is 8. Well, that's nice. This 8 cancels with that 8, and you just get x cubed. So it's plus x cubed. And b squared, so that's just what's b? b is 8. B squared is just 8 times 8, which is 64. Can this be factored any further? Actually, no, it cannot. And so this is our final answer.